his current MTV show, Road to Redemption. The audition was very real. Although I didn't make the show, it was an opportunity for me to discover more about myself. I am even more privileged to have met him later, share my story, and he listened, honestly, and responded. I walked away truly appreciating our big brother in the Atlanta community. So it's time to listen. Let's welcome T.I.
Thank you. How y'all doing? I'd like to thank everyone for coming out and being involved with the first annual King Foundation Teen Summit. If anybody out there know anything about me, you know that I'm no stranger to adversity. I'm no stranger to trials and tribulations. I'm no stranger to teen-on-teen violence. But what I've learned from my road, on my road, through my journeys, is that most of the time we place ourselves in situations that we don't necessarily have to be or need to be in. A lot of times we do the wrong thing out of, I guess you could say, a lack of suggestions. A lot of times when I was young, the things that I did were a reflection of the things that I had access to doing. Had I had access to, I guess you could say, television equipment, who knows, I might be a movie director by now. Had I have had access to more studio equipment, it might not have taken me so long to get where I am today. But since I had so much access to guns and drugs, I ran the streets and sold dope all of my days of my teenage years. But I'm telling you guys that just because that is what's in front of you, that don't mean that that's what you have to resort to. I say this all the time, and I say it because I mean it. Your environment does not define you unless you allow it to. Where you are does not define who you are unless you allow it to. Life is full of decisions and choices. And of those choices and decisions, you will either reap the benefits for making the right decision or pay the consequences for making the wrong decision. Now, I understand nobody's perfect. No one expects you to be perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm a clear example of that. But what's more important than the mistake you make is what you're able to learn from it, what you can take away from it, how you can process that mistake, and what you've learned from that mistake into your future so you never have to make the same mistake again. Now, I want all of you to know, man, the sky is absolutely the limit. Everybody wasn't born with everything they need to make it. But those of you, or should I say those of us, who were born with less, we find more creative ways to get where we need to be. We find more creative ways to compensate for what we don't have. We have to use our brain power since we don't have the tools that everybody else got to get what we want. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether or not you know it or not, but growing up in the ghetto is a blessing in a lot of ways. Because if you grew up in the ghetto and made it to where I am today, there's a lot of things that you know that other people in your position don't know. It's a lot of things you can make it through. It's a lot of things that you can withstand, a lot of conditions that you can overcome. Other people will probably break down and shatter at the thought of. So I want you to embrace your conditions. Take it and let it make you stronger. Let it build you up. Quit doing everything that you can to tear each other down. Respect one another, because as you respect each other, you show respect for yourself. Now, I also want you to know, man, adversity, I mean, which is basically the tough times you got to go through to get to where you want to be. Getting where you want to be in life is not going to be an easy road. It ain't supposed to be. If it was easy, everybody would have everything you want. And if everybody had everything you want, you wouldn't want it no more. So, adversity builds character. Character will take you places that money can't. So appreciate the tough times as well as the good times, because they make you into the person that you are. Just like right now, Morris Brown going through tough times. But Morris Brown ain't gonna let them tough times break him. I just want y'all to know, trust, believe, and understand that I know what it's like. I've been there before, but if I can turn my life around, and if I can make it to where I am today,